My son is still asleep, so I'm trying to keep it down a little bit. However, he asked if we could have lättyjä this morning. I think we could have lättyjä this morning. I did forget to get maple syrup, so I might have to take a trip to the store. Now, one of the things with lättyjä is that it's best to make the batter the night before. However, you can make the batter a couple hours before, but leave it on the counter and instead of the fridge overnight. That's what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to mix up the batter now. Then I'm going to take a walk to the store, pick up some maple syrup, and then we can have some lättyjä for breakfast. If he ever gets out of bed. Teenagers. First off, a really good cast iron pan. It's really good for lättyjä. This was my grandmother's cast iron pan. I'm just gonna let that warm up, melt the butter in there to use in the batter, and then the pan's already buttered for later when we make the lättyjä. Buttermilk. I used to drink this like regular milk when I was a kid. It's so good. I really enjoy it. So now we just let that sit for about an hour and then it's ready to cook. So I guess the trick is not to have the batter too thick so it lays out flat in a pan when you cook it. And also you want to make sure the pan is quite hot when you cook it, and lots of butter. The butter is the key ingredient in all Finnish cooking. It's all about the butter. But lots of butter, hot pan, cooks really fast and nice and thin. The trick with these recipes is the fact that I was still very young when I moved away from the community where I grew up, and I wish when I was younger I would have paid more attention with my mother and aunts and grandmothers as to how they baked a lot of these traditional foods. Because even these lättyjä, I remember I was following that recipe in the book to the measurements, and then one summer my mom and dad came to visit, and my mom took one look at the recipe and said, "No, that's way too much flour." And the recipe aside, the technique as far as cooking the foods, that's a big part of it. Like I was using a cast iron pan and I was using butter, but I wasn't using it nearly as hot enough, and I wasn't using butter properly. So they tasted okay, but they didn't taste like mom's. Like even this last year, I had a chance to cook some pulla with quite a good cook from Finland. That'll be coming out on TV next February. Be sure to watch. But so I had a chance to, and even there, she showed me so many different techniques. Or being home in the summer with the ladies at the Suomi Estimaja, and just to watch them move, and the way they made the pullas, it was just a thing of beauty, right? Like even these lättyjä, I know even if I make them perfect, that there's different ways to make them. Same with pulla. There's probably hundreds of different ways to make pulla. She's not awake yet. The first lätty you make on the cast iron pan never turns out. Never. So that one's always the dog's lätty. Lätty. Yeah. The first one always goes to the dog because it never turns out. Now the pan should be quite hot when you're cooking these, and it should cook almost instantly. So you'll see quite quickly, it's still warming up, a little bit warmer, it'll be good. But you'll see quite quickly it'll start to cook. You want to flip it over as quick as you can. So like I was saying, how much I wish I would have paid more attention cooking with my grandmothers and mother. You know, like to have him around to you know, be able to pick up on these things too as we cook. You know, so years from now when he's off on his own, has his own family, he'll know that, hey, I can make some lättyjä.